Okay, the draft today. This will probably be the last draft for Battle for Zendikar that we see on real life drafting. Probably wait for Oath of the Gatewatch. So if you are currently backing on Patreon, there probably won't be a draft next week. But what I'm thinking of doing is maybe dedicating some of the pre-releases to you guys to see. So I can produce videos that way, but I haven't totally decided yet. However, this draft was provided by the generous people who back MTG Headquarters on Patreon. Specifically, this one goes out to Andrew Webb, I believe, if I'm doing the right order. And so he chose to to cover a draft for MTG Headquarters so we could film it. And I'm very appreciative of everyone on Patreon, from people who back from $1 up to $16. It doesn't matter. Every little bit counts. And I actually took things a bit further this week. And I've recorded some commentary. You guys have been asking for that. And I finally figured out how the heck to do it in like an interesting way. So I hope that you guys enjoy it. So let's see what's going on with this draft, and we'll try to kick some ass for you. All right.
Oh yeah. Good. It's fucking beautiful.
I didn't look at the rest of the packs. I didn't either, but it's not. I mean, I'm not gonna get any of it.
So this first pack, Clutch Occurrence, seems pretty good. I like Turn Against for its blowout capability. Tide Drifter, Serpentine Spike is a little too risky. So the Clutch is an easy pick here, I think. Ondu Rising, Dampening Pulse are both really good. It's pretty early for a Sorcery Speed Remover. It'd be a little aggressive to take the Sludge Crawler here, but I did consider it, at least momentarily. Now, the Rune Processor is probably early here, but I do have an affinity for Devoid. The Angelic Captain's pretty good too. In a Allies deck, and while taking the Rune Processor is the safer pick here, I'm definitely considering maybe I don't, because I don't see any good blue cards in here, maybe I don't end up in blue. And 4/3 flyer is pretty hard to pass. This pack's pretty dead, but we're totally saved by an Evolving Wilds. It's a classic bailout for a bad pack early on. I never mind seeing a sweet Evolving Wilds. Spawning Bed's pretty good here. Vestige of Emrakul would go in the Devoid deck. Same with Incubator Drone. And if I want to play Converge, I'm thinking... do I want to take the Stalwart and go for Converge? Or the Spawning Bed's is kind of a safe pick here. But we'll take the Incubator Drone just because I'm already in blue and it fits my potential Devoid strategy. This pack here, Bone Splinters, I think is definitely underdrafted. Skitterson is pretty good in an aggressive deck. I see black-green. This is a definite black-green sack pack. But I think if I remember right, I just cut the Skitterson or I take the Carrier Thrall for value. Yeah, takes the Thrall. I'm thinking about it right now. I'm also stacking packs on the guy across from me, so I got to go a little bit slower. Very nice Dominator Drone in this pack. Happy to see that. The Mindraker is also a fine pick. I like Mindrakers in duplicates, right? 2 or 3 of them. But the Blighted Fen is also fine. But the Dominator Drone's a clear pick here. I'm glad I actually took it after putting myself out there and saying that. Here, look at this, an Evolving Wilds this late, and a Culling Drone. So if I end up in 3-color Devoid, which is entirely possible, I'm very thankful to see that Evolving Wilds, which is why I took it. But the Culling Drone would have been fine, a fine pick as well. According to me, obviously. This pack's pretty dead other than a Swarm Surge and a Grave Birthing. The Grave Birthing is good. I don't mind Swarm Surge as like a 22nd or 23rd card. It can be it's definitely a win condition in the deck that I'm drafting, but we'll take the Grave Birthing just because I don't want to pass any good Devoid cards at this point. I'm preserving my pack 2 by making sure I take anything even mediocre
100,000
in those colors so that in pack 2 I should get passed back at least one of the 2 colors I'm drafting very heavily. And right now I'm reveling in my incredible draft prowess, thinking to myself, man, I am so good at drafting. Look at these people. They're not as good as me. Except the guy to my right. He's better than me. But he's wishing he didn't pass those Evolving Wilds right now.
Can't always get what we want.
Rush of Ice, a very late Herald of Kozilek. I'm like, what? I actually made sure I got it in frame because I was thinking I hadn't been taking much red, but it turned out that I didn't play red, but here I'm seeing some red open up, so, or red hanging around late, I should say, so I took it.
This guy claimed 4-color good stuff. Give 2. Of course, he ended up with that well.
Now I'm like, how much red do I have? Okay, there's my Evolving Wilds. Now I'm showing him, hey, I took all your Evolving Wilds.
All the gold.
And I'm sure I cut the Whiptail here. I'm not going to play it, but... It's weird going back and watching a draft like from a week ago, but... You guys have been asking for me to do commentary, and so I'm going to try to, and you guys let me know how you like it. I'm reveling in my pack. Definitely thinking I need some 2 and 3 drop Devoid cards. I don't really want to be playing Carrier Thrall or Grave Birthing, but it's not a bad start. Here we go in pack 2. I immediately see a Mist Intruder. I'm fine taking that and a junk rare, so it makes taking a weaker card first a lot easier because I don't have to worry about passing anything strong, and Mist Intruder is literally the only card in this pack. I actually think I make a joke to Adam, who's the guy sitting next to me, about how bad that pack is.
You might be asking yourself, what did I take out of that pack?
Yeah, I think I did. I'm sure if you're listening to the actual audio, you probably heard it, but I think
That's a
I
windmill
was
slam in that pack.
lamenting how bad.
Yeah.
The guy to my right, Adam's a great drafter, and he's just a great Magic player. I learned a lot from him. Nice dude, too.
That's the worst deck I've ever seen.
It was worse when I opened it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
1-800 LN. Yeah, I know. How can I help you? Alan, you don't know. Please hold. I got that plan.
All right, took him forever. But we see a Clutch Occurrence. I'm going to probably just Windmill Slam that. There's lots of red Devoid in this pack, so I'm getting a feeling way down in my plums that I may have correctly anticipated the red Devoid coming my way, and that Herald of Kozilek pick is looking even more genius. Here I think I take the ramp card draw. It's hard to not take a head-drawn archive because it's taps are 2 colorless, or 2 wingdings in today's Magic. The Reclaimer, I'm thinking like, Reclaimer, I can cast Clutch Occurrence a 3rd time, but I think that wheels. I always like to order my cards by CMC, and I think now I'll start to put the red stuff a little closer in case I see more good red Devoid. The Nullifier is an easy pick, and a late Brood Butcher, I'm thinking that green-black is going to be a good green-black sack deck because there was a lot of that left in pack at the end of pack 1. Ruination Guide, it's a gift. Absolute Windmill Slam. Other than Grip of Desolation this late in this pack, there's not a card I'm more happy to see. I guess a Guardian of Tazim would be okay. This pack is dead. I'll take the Processor. So there's a Catacomb Sifter too. So both really strong green-black sack engines
open for you.
in back-to-back packs getting past me. So there's going to be a good green-black deck out there. I think I played it. And I'm taking all the Dominator drones, and now I'm thinking, 2-drop. I mean, Dominator drone just does 2 right when it comes in, but it almost always trades down, and it comes in a turn later than the Culling drone, obviously, so it's kind of a hard pick. I already have a couple Dominating drones, so I'll take Dominator drones. So the Culling drone, I think, is the more disciplined pick there, because I have to process. These decks work the best, obviously, when you can build a nice pool of cards in exile and you just keep that tempo flowing. I'm thinking now I'll take the front runner, whatever that card's called, in case I'm in Grixis. Definitely seeing a lot of the green. I'll take the retreat here, I guess. That's a really late Royals Retribution, but I'm so deep, I'll take the Merc Strider. Yeah, I even knew I would. I'm just reliving it, but I just knew I would take that because that, while it's really late, and some people might consider cutting it, that's not how I roll. I really try to not cut cards. Again, a really late Carrier Thrall. I think if I would have went into green-black, as I suspected it being open in the end of pack 1, if I would have went for it, I would have been mega rewarded in pack 2. But that doesn't always happen. Not to mention staying disciplined and taking the role players in the blue-black Devoid deck is paying off slowly but surely, just filling in all those holes. I'm looking at my deck right now, I'm thinking I really want a Sludge Crawler or 2, but there's not much else that I really, really want. So
Hold on.
I think, I may have even said it out loud, that's a really late turn against. I think at this point I'm thinking, like, I'll first pick a Sludge Crawler. In pack 3, that is. So pack 3, I always do the slow reveal in case of an expedition. No. Yep, nothing worth the. Now I look through the commons. I used to look at the rare, then I slow roll the uncommons. This complete disregard. I'm sure I take that.
Properly placed me.
Even if you can't see it, I'm sure I took it. Whoa! Oh yeah, I think he was joking. He said. He put it on top for me because he knew I was in blue-black. He knows he can read signals really well. Plus, I almost always draft that if it's even moderately open. That was a
Very
nice
excited.
little grip.
What game do we play? Should be those rapids.
The Olamog Despoiler or whatever was in there too, but I mean, you take grip there. Here, I should have cut that Resolute, but there's a few pieces in here, and Titan's Presence is okay. I don't have like a bunch of Eldrazi, so it's not that great of a removal spell, but it is pretty good. Here's a nice little Mistintruder. I'm pretty sure I take that happily. Or the Rolling Thunder I could have cut, but I don't think Rolling Thunder is very good.
Fantastic.
It's funny how people's opinions of Rolling Thunder really vary vastly. I think it's mediocre at best. I mean, I'm not saying I wouldn't take it 5th out of a pack, like I just saw it there. Here's another Dominator Drone. I think I take that. Or Cosmic Sentinel. You get a couple Sentinels out early on turn 2, it's very good. But the Dominator Drone here, I think, is what I take. I don't care so much about the Deathless Behemoth. I don't have a lot of ways to make Scions, so I'm just looking at it as a 6/6 for 6 or whatever it is. 5/5 for 6. Since I can't really recast it. Yeah, now I'm just hitting the lottery. Here we have another Ulamog's Nullifier, so that's an easy pick. I'll run 2 of those. It's risky because you need to process 2 cards out of exile, so it's spendy to counter a spell, but it counters any spell, so it's worth it. It's not like Spell Shrivel where you can get around it by paying 4, etc. You know, it's just a hard counter. So, and here's that Cloud Mint. I was wondering if I drafted that because my deck got jumbled around. I just take this because it's in my colors and it's moderately playable, and it's also some evasion if I need to board it in.
Yeah, very nice.
Go well on your Boros deck. Is there any way for Boros to make a strategy? No. Not yet. In the next set, they get the void cards in the next set. Does red get the void cards in the next set?
Yes.
Red does. Oh yeah. Red has the void cards.
Looks like I'm getting a little lazy with the camera. There's a Catacomb Sifter still. Probably should have cut that, but I'll take the Mindbreaker because obviously it goes in my deck. But that Catacomb Sifter shouldn't be around that late. I think... Yeah, I think someone was afraid to jump into that green-black deck because it was open. I mean, I was cutting the good black out of it, though. Like, you like Dominator Drones in that deck. You like Swarm Surge in that deck. You like Bone Splinters in that deck. But all the other stuff, like Unnatural Aggressions, the Catacomb Sifter, the Brood Butchers, and all that stuff are all there. Now I'm already building my deck. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23 with 2 Evolving Wilds. So I'm looking for 1 more playable. And it's not in this pack. I think I cut the Courier Griffin. Yeah. Man, I just know how I pick cards. Anticipate here can be my 23rd card if I don't already have one in my deck. And I put it right in the deck. So that makes sense. I'll cut the outnumber here, I'm sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
My deck's
Super late,
done.
too.
There's no better feeling in draft than having your deck done with, like... My deck was almost done after 2 packs, so... I got in it early, and I stayed disciplined. I took the game players early, and I think that's why I got paid off late with a lot of the uncommons. So I'm thinking right here, how can I upgrade these Carrier Thralls? I mean, they're good value, but I wouldn't cut them. That's 23, I think, with 2 lands, so I need 1 more. And I might just play the Oracle. I did. The card's not great. It used to see a lot of play, but it's definitely slowed off. But yeah, I'll go through my deck one last time to make sure that I truly am living the dream. I think I did pretty good. A Tide Drifter would have been nice, you know, but otherwise it's pretty good.
Yeah. Did okay.
Pretty good.
Yeah. Hit okay. No, it's either that or the I don't have any more devoid, but I picked up a couple of those. So yeah, no, but that's it. I could play that.
Yeah, you can play the retreat also.
Yeah.
Retreats without bobbing wilds and that
Yeah.
in combat definitely.
Yeah.
Get 2 squad. Probably not. But I like that both of you are yeah, my mouse was getting through. Go ahead. Oh, we got. I'm gonna go next. Yeah. Yeah, I wanted to.
You too? We'll have fun.
Because I'm playing Magic.
I assume you'll win.
I will.
You'll have a win after this round.
I will keep.
I'll keep.
Okay.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Pass.
Go ahead.
Pass.
It gives you impression that you're good.
Swing.
Sounds good. Just
Yeah.
faded.
Well, yeah. I'm happy I won't see that later.
You're welcome. Turn them up.
Go ahead.
From beyond.
Oh, nice.
And that's pass.
All right.
You got any Eldrazi tokens?
Hey, thank you.
Swing.
Sounds good. Taking 3.
Double ingest.
Ingest. Oh.
Go ahead.
Getting your upkeep.
Yeah.
See, you were so excited.
That's my turn.
Still am. Come along. Trigger. That's cute. Can I go another?
Channeler. Pass.
Nullifier. Counter it. 2 cards out of exile into graveyard. Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, sure.
Doesn't really matter.
Yeah, that's fine.
I don't think I have anything that brings anything back anyways.
Well, it might be relevant if I need another ingest trigger.
Walk a spawn monkey. 5 to 9.
All black there and take 3.
Sure. Just 1.
You're probably gonna lose it. Yeah, just see what it means
Okay.
on action.
Go ahead.
Scion. Salvage drone.
So no removal. Pretty much. You can clutch your guys at you. Alright, let's circle the wagons.
That's a pass.
That prevents all
Okay.
damage. That's 2/2.
Sack a creature.
Sure, I can play this. That is fine. What do we got here? How much? Let's see. We're gonna go.
Cease 2.
One more. 8. 3, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Yeah,
I'll take 3.
that's what I was
Alright. Ingest 1.
screwed up.
Yeah,
Kind of helpful.
Go ahead.
It's been a long time. You know, I prefer to get it because I'm playing like an idiot.
Complete disregard.
Ulamog's Nullifier.
Oh man.
2 from exile.
Spell shrivel.
Oh. Oh. Nice. Alright.
So that goes through, right?
Yes. Which one did you get? This one?
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's good. That's good. Yeah.
I'll take that as a win and go.
Yeah, that is. Yeah, shoot. I was like, 2 nullifiers? Go ahead. Cast anything you want. Shoot. Suboptimal. 5. Just one.
Sounds good, and just one.
Yeah.
Ooh, let's watch it.
All right, go ahead.
Oh, complete disregard. One of those is supposed
Exiled.
To be... Oh, actually both of them because it's special, right?
Yeah, you're right.
Ulamog spoiler.
You want that 9/9, huh?
Yep. Is that going through?
It's going through.
Oh, and I have another Eldrazi.
Yeah, sure.
Sorry.
You're good.
I'll attack with my Salvage John.
Ballsy attack.
Little 1/1 coming at ya.
Yeah, do I want to let you loot or not? Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to cast Grave Birthing.
Okay.
So it's 1 card from your graveyard into exile.
Okay. Got it.
Scion, draw a card.
Yep.
This deck is terrible.
Um,
I haven't played in a while.
and then
I don't know anything about this set either.
I'll block it.
Alright.
Sure.
Discard a card. Swarm Surge.
Yeah.
That's fast.
Okay.
Now this I can do. This is a lot more recent. Do it. I'll go down it. What? I'll take it.
Clutch.
Back to my hand.
Yes. Back to your hand.
Put your other
Waken 3. I'll borrow this if that's okay.
That's fine.
Somehow I brought 2 dice and I had either.
How's that happen? I'll sack my 2 Eldrazi's to block here. What's my life total?
9.
9. Yeah, then I gotta block both.
Sure.
Take 1.
Yep.
And
Just 1.
Just 1. Swamps.
Go ahead.
Eldrazi Scion.
I probably would definitely be able to take. Oh! Yeah, I designed a whole. Give me my visual and see that. Okay, I just did that. Yeah, because the next turn I can get this.
Spoiler.
Gotchas. Yeah.
Yeah. Had it in my head from before. And then I will unnatural aggression these 2.
Sure.
He's exiled.
Also sure.
And it's pass.
They upgraded single. Oh, you're gonna like this one. Pilgrim's Eye. Oh, yeah. Gets me an island. Into hand, into play. Oh, you're gonna tiny scroll your own turn?
Alright.
Go ahead. That's up.
No.
He has some sort of destroy target fire. When you said you're gonna like this, I'm not sure always technically. I'm tightening up. Yep.
Block with 1 of each.
Sure. Only take 1.
Yep.
No injusts.
No ingest.
And
What?
Dominator Drone.
Yep.
Take 2.
My brain thought about it.
Go ahead. Scion.
Bane of Ball.
Ooh, good.
Yeah, you know this
Okay.
happens before you cast creatures and draw cards.
Yeah, I put it out right away.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I put it on top of my deck,
Sure.
so I remember. Thanks, though. Pass.
I'm gonna use a complete disregard on your Scion.
You have enough to kill me.
Yeah, I think you're dead now.
Yep.
Next one.
Yep. Just couldn't quite get it.
Okay, well, as you can see, I was living the black-blue devoid dream. I could do no wrong, and the draft turned out great. I played I had a few misplays. I was playing to play for first place, and I made a mistake. I top decked a Clutch of Currents. I awakened a land, and I didn't do the math right, and I left my opponent at 1 instead of killing him. So, word to the wise, when you're going to swing for lethal, make sure you do the math like 3 times. I lost my opportunity to win the draft, and that's very frustrating. So, I wish I could have filmed that match because the match was very good, and it would have been able to serve as a cautionary tale for people who tend to play fast like myself. But overall, the deck did very good. You know, in the six hole, we had, Grip of Desolation, very good. We had a Rune Processor as a top end. An Oracle of Dust, which ended up being like my 23rd card. A Cloud Manta for evasion. And then our 4 drops are pretty standard with the Hedron Archive, the Mercstrider Incubator Drone Mindraker. These are just role players in the Black-Blue Devoid deck. Dampening Pulse, which very good. We ended up with 2 Ulamog's Nullifiers, as you saw, so doing quite well there. The Complete District card is very nice. Grave Birthing to feed the exile, but also to draw a card. So it replaces itself. We have Double Dominator Drone and a Titan's Presence. So that was really nice. Down in the two hole, we have Anticipate, which was, again, a really late pick. Culling Drone, Double Mist Intruder. And then double Clutch of Currents. And double Evolving Wilds, and then a real basic land base. So nothing too flashy in this deck. This is actually a makeup record. So normally I record in Menominee Falls, but I actually went to a place in Newburgh called the Wizard's Moo, who is actually a channel supporter and a great place. And had to shoot it because I owed the patrons another in real life draft. And I know you guys like it. So even though things were kind of stale this time around, I thought adding the commentary might make it interesting. You'll definitely agree with a lot of what I say. I'm not a pro player, but I thought sharing my thought process, at least how I could remember it, being almost a week later, might be interesting. So I hope you guys enjoyed this, and we're going to be back with in real life drafting with Oath of the Gatewatch, which will definitely be interesting. We'll also be doing gameplay from the MTGO pre-releases. We're going to have the pre-release, in real life pre-release vlogs coming up. And also, I just uploaded a couple of super intense gameplay videos to the MTGHQ Plays channel. So I'll leave a link in the description below, but maybe go check out those drafts because there's a Blue Eye Flyers draft I just uploaded that is super intense, and I also play a little Pauper. And so if you guys like gameplay, you'll find a lot more of it on the HQ Plays channel. So thanks for watching this video. What's up, and thanks for watching this video. I produce all different kinds of content, so if you haven't yet, click on my face to subscribe. If you want to watch more videos, I've got some sweet playlists, including this one, where I open up every fat pack ever created. I've also got this one over here, where I open just about anything vintage and old and expensive for your enjoyment. And all this is made possible by the awesome backers at our Patreon, which is linked in the description of every video. Hop on over there, check it out, see if it's something you might want to consider. If not, sit back, enjoy, and I'll still love you.